Hi there folks, and welcome to Get Strumming. Now, I've just had a message from subscriber Debbie Josbury, who was saying that she was having a bit of a problem tuning her ukulele, and I just realised that I haven't actually done a video on how to tune the ukulele. So I've got my tuner here, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a guide as to how to use the tuner and tune your instrument. So let's have a look. This tuner here is one of the more basic ones. You can get loads of different tuners. This one probably costs about 10 quid. It's an F-zone tuner. There's a lot of confusion as to how to use them because there are different settings on them. So I'm just going to take it through you and show you what each little symbol means. So I'm going to switch it on first of all. So you just notice at the back we've got an on switch here, the little circle with the vertical line. So I'm going to switch that on, and you've got to kind of hold it on for a couple of seconds. Now, if you look at the tuner here, it's a bit difficult to see, but I'll just show you. If you look here, there's the basic letter there, which is basically your string name, and then there's a little letter down here in the bottom right hand corner. Now if you notice, that's on a V. Now the V means violin, and basically the tuner will pick up all the strings of a standard tuning of a violin. We don't want it on that setting. So what I'm going to do is just press the button here. Now if you notice here now, it says U, which means ukulele. So it's going to pick up all the string names of the ukulele. Just to show you what other settings there are, there's a C, which means chromatic, so it'll pick up any note on any instrument. So that's a really good setting to have for the ukulele. The G means guitar, so it's only going to pick up the strings on a guitar, which is E, A, D, G, B, E. We don't want that obviously because we need the strings on the uke. B obviously means bass guitar, so that's just going to pick up the E, A, D and G strings. And violin, obviously we don't want it on that setting. We want it either on ukulele or C, meaning chromatic, so it'll pick up any string. So I've put it on U for ukulele. So what we need to do now is tune up the ukulele. So the strings on a uke are as follows: G, C, E, A, which I've got this little, this sort of, not a rhyme, but a little phrase which fits the strings so you can remember which each string is. So good children eat apples. What you do is, whether you're left-handed or right-handed, you start with the string that's closest to your face, and that's the G, and then you go along G, C, E, A. Good children eat apples. Now I've purposefully made this ukulele totally out of tune, so it gives you a good impression of how to tune up the uke. So if you notice that here at the top we've got this kind of dial that goes from left to right. Now the idea is you want the little counter right at the centre of the dial, which means you're in tune. So first of all, I'm going to pluck first the string here that's closest to me. So obviously the A string is closest to the ground, the G is closest to me. So I'm going to pluck the note here. Now if you notice, we're on the G, but the counter is right to the left. So we need to keep tuning until the needle points right to the centre of the dial. And also this particular tuner flashes green, so you know for sure that you're in tune. So there we go, so there's the G. So now the next string is so out of tune that it's on an A. Boom. So this is no good. In fact, it's so out of tune, it's sort of find it difficult to actually find out where it is. So what I'm going to do, don't forget the next string is good, C. So it's good children eat apples. So this note needs to be a C. So we need to go alphabetically A, B, C. So what I'm going to do is, there There we go, and there we're on the C. So we've stretched the string all the way up from an A right up to C. There we go. So the next note, obviously, it's nearly there because it's flashing E, which is the next note. Good children eat apples, E. But it's flat. And when I say flat, what I mean is the string's too slack. You need to sharpen it up to tighten the string so it's more taut. So what I'm going to do is just turn the string like that, and there we go. So the dial is right, the needle is right at the centre of the dial. Now, what I'm going to do now is just tighten it up a little bit too far. So obviously now, if you notice, that's too sharp. When it's too sharp, it means the string is too tight, so you need to slacken it off. So what I'm going to do now is plug the note. So that's G. So obviously, there we go. So if the note was a G, and the note that we need is an E, obviously you need to slacken it down, G, F, E. So there we go. And that's in tune. The needle's in the centre. So far we've got the G, that's in tune, C, that's in tune, and the E, that's in tune. So again, the last note, which is the string that's closer to the ground, is an A. So if you notice here again, it's flat because the needle is too far to the left and we need to get it dead centre. So there we go, so it's in tune. Now, so let's check the uke now, just to double check that everything's in tune. Boom, 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 boom. So there we go, the uke is completely in tune. So I'm just going to go through a few points again now, because obviously I know it's, when you've got a new instrument, it's a bit difficult to know how to tune. So if you've got one of these tuners, don't forget that you've got different letters at the bottom right hand corner in this case. So you've got a V, which means violin. You've got a U, which means uke, so you can use it on that setting. You've got a C, which means chromatic, which means it picks up every note, so you can use it on the C setting. You've got the G, which you'd only use for a guitar, and the B, which you'd only use for a bass. So, like I say, you can either use it on the U setting or the C setting. Either of those will pick up your ukulele strings. So, again, what I'm going to do is just slacken this off. So, here we go. So this note is a C now, so we need it to be G. So, like I say, just go alphabetically, C, D, E, F, G. So here we go. That's an E. Notice it didn't pick up the F note because the F note isn't on the ukulele. There we go. Excellent. So there we go. That's a G. So, and what I'm going to do now is just tighten up the C note so it's too sharp. Remember, flat means too slack, too low down. Sharp means too tight, too high. So we need to just loosen that because it's on E now, so it's too sharp. There we go, slacken it off. And then get that needle, it's important to get the needle right dead centre, otherwise obviously it's either going to be too slack or too tight or too flat or too sharp. So there we go. Now, another thing is, on some ukuleles, most ukuleles have a high G. So it's bang, bong, like that. So you've got a high G on the uke. That's like a classic kind of ukulele sound. However, you can get some ukuleles with a low G. So it'd sound bong as opposed to bong. So you can get low Gs for ukuleles, and you'd usually use them on a tenor ukulele. This is a concert uke, and it's got a high G, so it's like the classic ukulele strings, G, C, with a high G. So there we go, so it's in tune. So then what I'd do, always remember this, otherwise you'll have a pretty flat battery. You press that button, make sure you keep it pressed for 2 or 3 seconds, and then hit presto, finish tuning. So I hope that's answered your question on how to tune your ukulele. And if there are any more inquiries or any more questions that you've got with regards to tuning of your instrument, just let me know in the comment section and I'll put together a video. But I hope that's kind of answered the question on how to tune your concert ukulele.